welcome to my channel. This is my second request, and it's a really interesting one. It's Band-Maid, and the title of the song is Hate ? Very interesting. This was requested anonymously on the 29th of November of 2024. And the requester wrote quite a lengthy note. I'm going to read it to you. Hello, I've seen your reactions to The Warning. They are one of my favorite bands, and I've been lucky enough to see them in concert a few times. They did a few shows in Japan with Band-Maid this past year, and also collaborated on a song together. Band-Maid is another one of my favorite bands. All-female Japanese rock band. Brief backstory on them is Miku, rhythm guitar lyricist, founded the band. She used to work in a Japanese maid cafe and thought of the idea of dressing in maids' uniforms. They have evolved over time. And then when you think they will hit you with this cutesy pop music, they slap you in the face with this rock music. They call that the gap. She found Konami, the lead guitar, on YouTube. Konami knew Akane, the drummer, from being on a few backing bands together. Akane knew Misa, the bass, from attending the same music school. Miku was supposed to be the lead singer, but didn't think her voice was strong enough to sing the songs she wanted the band to play, so they recruited Saiki to be the lead vocalist with Miku as the backup harmonies. Miku didn't know how to play guitar before forming the band, and Konami is her teacher. They sing in Japanese. For this song, leave the subtitles on. I heard that Saiki wrote this song when she found out that one of her friend's husbands cheated on her, and this is how she feels about him now. And just wait for that lead guitar bass duel during the solos. Just about a minute and a half of awesomeness. Well, that sounds really good. I've reacted to Band-Maid before. They're really, really, really excellent guitarists. They're really good, and they're a lot of fun to watch too. So I think this is going to be very enjoyable. But before we get into the video, I do want to thank you for coming here. I want to thank you for all that you do, for everything, for the likes, the shares, the comments, the requests, the subscriptions. It's amazing. It's all amazing to me. I just am so humbled and so blessed by it. So thank you very much. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that makes any sense and is relevant. I don't put the link to the reaction request form, though, because I'm not currently accepting new requests. I've got over 2,900 in my queue already. I've got to take care of those. But I live stream on Sunday for 3 hours, beginning at 4 p.m. UTC on Rumble. So if you come to Rumble at 4 p.m. UTC on Sunday, and you, excuse me, so if you come to Rumble on Sunday at 4 p.m. and you put a request in the chat for a reaction, I'm going to react to it live. So this is Band-Maid, Hate ? And since the requester specifically said it, I'm going to check, make sure I have subtitles on. I do. And they're not automated. That's great. All right. Here we go.
I
Well, you know, technically, these girls are the best. They really are. They're excellent guitarists and excellent drumming. Really are. But I couldn't help but sitting there thinking, gotta be hot in those costumes. Wow, it's gotta be hot. As far as the song goes, it's like, God, this hearing aid is driving me crazy. Okay. As far as the song goes, it's, boy, I don't know how much I want to get into this. I really don't. You know, when two people have sex together, there's a connection in your soul that occurs. The strength of it depends on how much feeling you have for each other. But if the feelings for each other are really powerful, the connection is very powerful. And when that is torn asunder, it leaves a psychic scar. I know because I've experienced it personally. My first wife. And it's the kind of pain that no one should have to go through, and it's the kind of pain that lasts for a long, long time. It took me 25, 30 years to deal with it. And I'm not joking. It was not easy. I had to have counseling. Um, I had to really sort out some stuff in my head and in my heart. And it's such a selfish act to cheat on someone that you love, and it causes so much pain. And if you're the one who's doing the cheating, you may think that you're getting away scot-free, but you're not. That psychic scar is left on inside of you as well, and it affects you tremendously throughout your life. We've gotten so far away from that in our society where it's just okay to go to bed with anybody at any time and just have sex whenever you feel like it, like it's nothing. And it's not nothing. It's something really, really powerful that God created for man and collective man. I'm not talking about men, okay? I'm talking about men and women, but for human beings that it creates a bond. And when you rip a bond apart, you rip souls, and you leave scars, and you leave gashes, and you leave open wounds, and it takes a long time to heal. And if you're the kind of person who's having sex with a lot of different people, you're creating hundreds of scars all over on yourself as well as the people that you're with. And you may think it's nothing, but trust me, it affects you for your entire life. And there will come a day when you look back on it. Hopefully, some people never do, but hopefully there'll come a day when you look back on it and you think, what a huge mistake it was to do that. Now, God can heal that, but it's not easy because you have to be able to surrender yourself to Him completely to heal those scars. It just, I can't I don't know. I really struggle with how to describe this, but it's something, it really is. Sex is the most powerful thing on earth. And when you misuse it, when you misuse that power, it creates rifts. It creates chasms. It creates canyons in hearts. And the words of this song, that's the reaction that a lot of people will have is, I hate you. I don't ever want to see you again. I want nothing to do with you. I mean, that's the way I reacted. I just washed my hands of the whole thing, left everything behind, and just left. Not even thinking about how that was affecting my daughter. And it took years, decades to deal with that. And, I know sex is fun. It's a great feeling and all that kind of stuff. But, man, you need to understand that God created that for you to enjoy in the right circumstances. And in the wrong circumstances, it's not enjoyment, it's pain. You may not think that when you're in the midst of it and you're all excited and you feel good, but it is psychic pain. That's enough. I pray for every single one of you that's had those kinds of experiences in your life, that God will heal your heart, that He will mend all the brokenness, and that He will smooth out the scars and take away the memories and the pain, and allow you to reconcile your heart with Him so that you can be free again and you can be whole again. And I pray that for every single person that you love as well. This is the Vietnam era vet out.